Hey guys, this video is about buying cars and how to negotiate a used car and new car. So the first part's gonna be just about used cars, and then we're gonna go into new cars. That's a little bit faster and kind of easier. Anyways, when you're looking for a used car, it's the best deals that you can get are private sales. Now on Kijiji, unfortunately, most of the ads you're gonna see are from dealers. There's very few from private sales, but you can find those. So that's the ones that you want to buy, a private sale. Now, if you're looking to trading in your car or selling your car to a dealership, they will always offer you half and less of the real value of your car. That's because they're gonna turn around and resell it, right? So never sell it to a dealership. Now, I've seen so many people trading their cars. That's the worst thing that they can do. It's not really a hassle to sell your car. I sold my car in just a week of posting it up on Kijiji. So it's not that hard. And selling your car doesn't mean that you have to bring your car to the person who wants to buy it. No, just make it comfortable for you. The seller has to be comfortable, so that means you tell them your address or a place nearby your house. So for example, I have a Costco near my house. It's only 5 minutes away, so that's where I met up with people so they can have a look at my car. Or if I was somewhere else, I would tell them, okay, come nearby, I'm in this mall, come see my car. So basically in dealerships, what they were offering me, the most that I could get out of a dealership was 1,500 for my car, and the least that they offered me was like 500 bucks in a dealership. So that's when I decided, no, I'm gonna try to sell it in a private sale. Of course, it's much faster to just go to a dealership and sell it there, but in the end, from a private sale, I got $1,000 more. So I did end up selling it for 2,500, and I only sold it in a week. So it's not that I had to wait that long anyways, because the price that I sold my car was pretty cheap in the end. And even then, I could have even got a little bit more if I wanted to wait more, but I wanted to sell it fast and get a newer car pretty fast. So basically, when you're looking for a used car, always sell your other one private sale and try to get a used car in private sale. Now in Kijiji, if you don't know what type of car you're gonna buy, just type in SUV 2009 or whatever year you want, and always put in your price range. So if you don't want to pay more than 3,000 or 30,000, just type it in here, and then from the minimum payments, you do want to put the minimum of what you want to pay. So basically, look in Kijiji, look in Craigslist. If you can't find anything there, because there's a lot of dealers here. When I went searching for my car, there's a lot of dealerships, especially in Toronto. If you're gonna go to Toronto, okay, let's start with Mississauga. If you're in Mississauga, there's a lot of dealerships. They don't big dealerships. They actually only sell cars that have never been in an accident, and they always give you proof of that. In Toronto, especially downtown, I found that the cars were much cheaper, but yet they all have been in an accident, so they've always been fixed, or there's extra fees that they want for the cars. If you're gonna buy a car, if it's a private sale, it's normal that they don't give you the e-test and everything included. So just bring on your mechanic to, once you like the car and you negotiate kind of the price, bring your mechanic to see the car and check it out. If he tells you that it's okay, then it's okay. You don't need the certification, the testing and all that. That you can get it after you buy the car with private sale. If it's from a dealership, you should always get it with the test included in the price. There are some dealerships that they don't include it after you buy it. They say, oh, add 600 bucks for the certification. Really, to get it certified, it doesn't cost that much. It costs a lot less. I think I paid, I think it was 150 in the end, but it's not 600 or $500 like a lot of dealerships say. So take that in mind. Always ask the dealership if you buy the car and you take it to get it certified, will it pass? Ask them if it will pass. A lot of them will tell you that no, they do not guarantee that it will pass. There's a reason for that. So basically basically take that into mind when you're buying a car. So like I said, from a dealership, I mean, there's so many cars. You can probably get a good price on it. Okay, so basically, once you find your car, let's say this one. So from the price listed, always keep in mind whatever you see the price as. With used cars, it's a little bit tougher to negotiate the price, but usually you can get the price listed. So let's say this one, 16, so basically 17, right? So you can probably get that car for 17,000, including tax. So that's your negotiation, to just include the tax and everything in those 17,000, and you could even bring it down a little bit to maybe 1650, maybe to that price, including tax. Okay, tax is 13%, so you want that included in your total price because that's coming out of your pocket. I know tax doesn't go into the dealership, but like they don't take that cash, but still that's coming out of your pocket, you're paying for that. So try to always include that in your price so you know the total that you're paying for it. Basically, if you want like a good deal, you don't just want to stick to Craigslist and Kijiji. Go to your local newspaper and look for cars there. That's where you're actually gonna get a good price. Also, tell people that you want to buy a car and see if anybody in your neighborhood is selling their car. You can probably that's where you get the real deals on your car. Um, so that's for buying a used car. Always negotiate that, and you can always get that price including tax and everything in it. um, and like I said, from a dealership, always get a certified included in the price as well. There are dealerships, I found one dealership that was selling cars, but I turned them all on the ones that I was looking for. I was looking for an SUV, and they all needed oil change and all these other things. And I told them, well, can you fix the car before I buy it? And they told me no, that you have to buy it first, and then they will fix and do the e-testing and everything, oil change that the car needs. Now, that's not how you buy a car. If you're gonna buy a car, even a private sale, they usually do an oil change before they sell the car. So it doesn't have any lights going on and it looks good. Now this dealership, I would never buy from a dealership like that. Um, they always have to fix up the car before you buy it, not after you buy it. So that was a tricky. I forgot what that dealership was called, but anyways, that dealership had really good prices, but obviously because of that, I wouldn't really trust them. And yeah, don't trust people. Okay, that's your main thing when you're buying a car. Just don't trust them. Go with your mechanic for sure. Obviously, ask them if the car is okay and everything. But if you see any problems with it, don't buy it. Um, for this dealership, for example, I saw that there was an engine check plus an oil change, and I asked them why don't they just fix it, and they said that they were too busy and they couldn't do it. But they only had like 10 cars in their lot, so I didn't see the big deal. I mean, big dealerships, they have over 300 cars on sale, and yet they managed to do the oil changes on all their cars. And the oil change does last a long time, so there's no real reason for them not to fix their cars before they sell them. So make sure, keep that in mind as well when you're buying a used car. Okay, that's pretty much it for used cars. Um, oh yeah, always look for rust around the car. If the paint's chipping off and you see a spider of rust, that's hard to fix. And even if you fix it, there might be rust around it, and that might get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you don't want to buy a car like that. Okay, always look for rust. Unfortunately, here in Canada, there's always rust on cars, but you always want to look for that rust on the paint job, and look out for that. And always take your mechanic to take a look at it once you decided what car you want. Um, Basically, that's it. Always looking flyers, newspapers, and anywhere else that it's actually printed. That's where you actually find right now used cars that are private sales. Right now in Kijiji, it's just flooded with dealers. I found it really hard to find private sales. And private sales is the one that you want to buy it because that you can bring down the price quite a bit because these people already been to a dealership and they know how much a dealership will give them. It's always half of what they can actually sell it for. Anyways, going to the second part, brand new cars. So if you're planning to buy a brand new car, okay, for example, I was just looking into buying a Dodge. I was going to buy an SUV. Um, so let's say they have their price listed for 22,000, and that doesn't include tax. Obviously, it's 22,000 plus tax, plus shipping fees, plus all these other fees that they come up with. So basically, what you want to skip all the hassle of trying to negotiate the price with the salesman and the manager because the salesman always keeps going back and forth with the manager and trying to get you a good deal, but you know that's just the game that they play to get you to buy the car and offering you a roof rack or any other accessories so they can actually maintain their price. So what you want to skip all that hassle of doing everything and negotiating the price. So let's say you saw the car listed for 22,000. Tell them that you want the price for that exact amount, including tax, including shipping fees, including any other fees that they can come up with, included in that 22,000. So look into a total. Some people will tell you, well, tax doesn't go into us, that's for the government. Tell them, well, that's coming out of my pocket and I'm looking at the total price. So at the total price, I want that. I want to pay that much. And you can even offer them a little bit less. If you offer them a little bit less, they will not take it. They will actually tell you no. And they will, and most probably that's when they bring up their manager. Now, when they bring up the manager, that's a good thing. That means you skipped an hour long negotiation there between their salesman and manager. You go straight to the manager and basically you try to negotiate the lowest price. And the lowest price that I found is always the ticketed price. So if it's 22,000 plus tax and all that, they can actually include the tax into that 22,000. So you're getting it 13% less minus all these other fees. So that's the minimum price that I found that you can get for the car, whatever's there, and in that way you can just skip all the bull, right? Basically, of the negotiation. So that's the minimum price that you can get for these cars. And always look at the total price when you're getting into a new car. For example, I was looking into a Dodge SUV and SUV that was Kia, and I found that Kia gave you zero financing, and the total cost of their car that I was looking into, I think it was Sportage, or well, I forgot which one it was, but anyways, it was 28,000 in total, including tax and everything, and it was zero financing, so it was pretty nice. I was actually gonna buy it, and then I came up to Dodge. Now they don't have zero financing, but in the end, the total price of the car, of their SUV that I was looking into, was gonna come out actually $2,000 less. So it's gonna come up to $26,000 if I bought it with their financing, which was at 5 or 8%, something like that. It was pretty high, but in the end, if you add up the percentage and how much you end up paying for the car, it was still $2,000 less than the Kia car. So always look at your final price. Even if you're financing, add that on. So add on the 4 years you're paying this much, because of financing you're paying that percentage more. So in the end of the 4 or 5 years, you're paying in the end 30,000 or less or more. So look at that final price and then make your actual decision of what car you're gonna buy. Because zero financing does sound nice, but in the end you might be even paying less for a little bit better car. Um, so in this case, I found that the Dodge was a little bit better than the Kia, although the Kia had more features and stuff. I found it pretty cheap quality. I didn't feel it good quality car. So inside with the features, in the Dodge one, I felt it a little bit better. So I was convinced more towards the Dodge. That's just my opinion. Other I also ask people around that have Kia cars and ask co-workers what type of car they have and if they like it, what they think about it. My co-workers had Kia cars and they love their Kia cars, so they do. A lot of people have good experience with Kia cars, so I don't have anything against them. It's just my opinion. The quality wasn't as good as the Dodge one, and in the end, the Dodge one came up to be cheaper than the Kia, although it had zero financing. So always look at the total price. And remember, you can always skip all the bull, just telling them to include the tax and everything, and you want to pay that much, and that's it. Um, Roof racks and all that. After you actually negotiate that, you can tell them, okay, can you add me the roof rack now, and all that stuff. If you guys need a roof rack, I'm just giving examples of accessories for your car. So that's how you buy a car here in Canada, and negotiate the price and skipping all that. So keep that in mind when you're buying a used or new car. Look up in web pages what deals you can get, and always go to the dealerships if you want to get a new or used car. It's always good to compare prices of what you can get. If you guys have any questions or experiences, please write your comment and rate this video.